Hi guys, welcome back to SA Performance. Today we have James's car here. This is part 2, is it? Part 2?
Part 2, yeah.
I think it's part 2. So this is the engine that lost oil pressure on the dyno. Part 1 will be here or somewhere here where Dan decides to put it. The engine is now in the car. It's been freshly rebuilt. I've had new crank because his whole one is shagged. New rods as well. We managed to save his pistons and his head is completely fine. So we've done a full degrease, got panel, whatever, brake clean, the whole engine down. Sean has spent the past 2 days rebuilding it over the weekend, and me and Dan are tasked with putting it back in. So right now I'm just gunning in this. What we're doing is we put the engine in. We always do it on the floor with the engine crane. So we drop the car right the way down on top of the engine and then lift it up. Just for the time being, we've bolted these in and then we Loctite them in after, because we've had these vibrate out before and also these vibrate out before on my personal car. Because I didn't Loctite them in, it's cracked this casing here, so my gearbox. Oh, actually it's down here.
Oh yeah, he blew up his gearbox the other day. Forgot to mention.
Yeah, so that's what happens if you don't Loctite them in and they vibrate out, they will crack the casing. It happens on there and it also happens on the other side.
Yeah.
They're here, 1, 2 or 3. So every single car we get now, we just Loctite them in just to give me and Dan peace of mind, because we don't want them doing this.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing right now. We need to do the fluids and whatnot. This is a fresh engine as well, so we have to build oil pressure on this. We'll probably let it sit for a good half an hour on idle, just to make sure everything's good. We've got no leaks, no issues.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want to do is build a fresh engine and then blow it up.
Yeah, and also we got to clean up all these rest of the components, like the oil feed, oil pipe, because obviously that's got metal in. Obviously, if it's been degreased, the engine's been fully cleaned with the engine cleaner. Sean's rebuilt the engine. We saved the pistons, just put new rods, new bearings.
His head was completely fine as well. Yeah. It was just a bit of a ball ache washing everything, because obviously once metal in the oil, metal in the engine, it goes everywhere. So we've made doubly sure to get every single bit of metal out. So this should scream on the dyno now. I don't know what brake horsepower he wants out of it, but no idea. He's on a TD04, isn't he? TD04.
Yeah, I don't know if it's hybrid or yet, but we'll find out.
Just
the
a regular forged TD04 setup. So I'm assuming it's about 300 brake. This is going to be. I believe that'll be part 3 of this little mini series thing that we've got going on with this car. But yeah, so far so good. Everything on it it's gone really well. It's had 1.2mm head gasket on it, Cometic as always. We've got scat rods in this as well, supplied by the customer. New bearings, I believe, are they ACL? I believe they're ACL bearings. And then just like the normal seal kit that's going on. So this is on a Wolf ECU. We don't really like Wolves because they're really old tech and sometimes they play up like connecting to them and whatnot. But once you get into them, they're actually pretty good ECU. This needs a variable TPS. So if you guys don't know, the OEM Glanzer Starlet TPS, it's a 3-pin. So it's basically an on-off switch. It's either 100, 50 or nothing, which makes it really difficult for Sean to map a car, because obviously you've got no range. So we need to get a variable TPS on this, put this back together, radiator in, exhaust manifold on, all the shibby. Next time you see it is running well.
Yeah. So the engine's all back together now. We've already built the oil pressure. We just plugged the injectors back in place. Just topping up some fluids now, some coolant. Just double checking everything before starting the car.
So there is a couple of things that we haven't done yet, but the main thing we wanted to check was if we got oil pressure, because it is a fresh engine. So there's no point building a complete car, checking it, and it's got no oil pressure, because we have to spend an extra 40 minutes pulling it all apart again. So there's still a couple of things that need doing before we can go on the dyno for a run-in. But for now, it's enough to see if it will start.
It's more like vacuum lines for the wastegate and all that stuff. The mat port valve haven't been plugged in properly yet. Just want to make sure. Obviously, we've got fuel pressure, which is the main thing. No fuel leaks. Well, we don't know if we've got any coolant leaks yet till we actually put the coolant in and start it.
It is a dry engine, so it's going to take a lot more than what it normally would when you drain a radiator. Yeah, this is just taking at least 4 litres, probably 5 litres of coolant off me.
We have just put some millers I'll show what oil we've been using. We just put some competition running oil in as well. So we're running the engine in. So when this is all done, this will be straight on the dyno, get the engine running, and for mapping.
Right. Leave it there so it can bubble out. Just in case of any air leaks. Right, everything's on. Igniter's on, coil pack's on.
I just plugged that on.
Injectors are in. Map sensor is plugged in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vacuum line is on.
Yeah.
Fingers are alright. Do you want me to hold the turbo or no? Because it is a new turbo. I'll do it anyway, just in case.
He just wants to do it anyway.
Crack on. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna jump the gun, but that is a fresh engine rebuild.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah, in the club! Yeah! Woo! Cuts the next seat. Bang! She go on.
Nah, it sounds good.
As you can see, look, it drank some of the coolant. I'm gonna keep topping it off.
Sounds good though, I don't see no leaks.
And for a Forge engine, it doesn't sound very tappy, obviously very good.
Yeah, sounds really good. Did the oil pressure like go away straight away? We do have 2.5 bar fuel pressure only though.
So before it goes in the dyno, we'll have to put up to 3 bar. Any of you guys watching at home that are building your own, we've always set it to 3 bar on idle with the vacuum line plugged in.
Yeah, it's plugged in into the intake manifolds down there. Yeah, but so
as you can see here, you got bubbles flying out of this. It's just getting rid of all the air. So I'm just waiting to make sure we've got no air in the system.
I think the fan's not wired in.
The fan isn't wired in though.
Yeah. So we haven't wired the fan in. Okay, just leave it running for a bit. Okay.
Because when you see it get off, let me know and just kill it. Oh, I've got a soldering kit.
That's smoke off the manifold because it hasn't been ran for a very long time.
And it's moving, it's letting all the air bubbles out of the system.
Sounds really good.
So far, so good.
Sounds really good for a Forge engine. That oil race. Oh.
So look, it's revving, the more bubbles are still coming out. If I was to put a rad cap on now, there'd be an airlock in the system. This here is a must when you have a fresh engine or at least a rebuilt or a dry engine. When there's water in the engine, this isn't really necessary because obviously it's full. But when it's completely bone dry, you have to do this, otherwise it will overheat on the first run. Now the level isn't really moving anymore. So it's going to come back down again. So very shortly I think you put this back on the drawer.
I'm just checking for any fluids, any leakage. Checking all the cooling. Looks bone dry on the gearbox, and the thermostat housing looks pretty good as well. Checking in the leaks from the dipstick as well. Turbo as well. Coolant lines look good. That's one when Bruce spilled it earlier on accident. Looks really bone dry.
No, it's good for you too.
No, it feels bone dry.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
It's not warmed up yet.
No.
The amount of times when blue balls by this guy's, we get underneath it, yo, it's dry, everyone, it's dry! Then we leave it to idle for half an hour, come back out and just fucking cooling on the gearbox.
Sean, the fan's not in, remember?
So far, so good.
Sounds quite good, is it, for a Forge engine?
So, as Dan's already mentioned, there isn't a fan wired in right now. However, the cooling hose I've got my hand on is where the thermostat opens. So as long as my hand is cold and the pipe is cold, the thermostat hasn't opened yet, which tells us all that it's not hit whatever the thermostat reading is. I'm pretty sure this one's a stock thermostat. I think it's 83 degrees. You can get like racing ones if you go track, and they open at a lower temperature.
Like 70, I think.
74, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
But this pipe's still ice cold, so it's not got the temperature yet. There's still a fair amount to do before the dyno session. Changing gears now.
Oh, fucking scared me.
There's still a fair amount of things to do before we go on the dyno with this car. But as I mentioned earlier, there's no point getting it all ready and then something else is going on. What's that?
Wheels. Moving. We have to take a look at that.
Most likely a heat shield or something. Remember guys, this car was built by the owner. Took him, I'd imagine, a decently long time. He's not even driven it. The furthest he's driven it is off the recovery truck into our dyno. So there's probably a lot of teething issues that this car's got right now, but let's get the main thing sorted first. Make sure the heart's okay, and we'll sort everything else as well. As you can hear in the video, Sean's going through the revs up and down. The common misconception when you do a forge engine is that you have to baby it, but when you have a fresh engine, that's not the case. You want it to be all through the rev ranges. Obviously the car isn't at 90 degrees yet, but it's definitely warm. You can feel this pipe here.
Yeah.
This is very warm. This pipe here indicates how hot the engine is inside. All this does is open the hot air, hot water, to let it cool down on the radiator. So, she's hot. Whatever Sean's doing right now is perfectly normal. We recommend bringing it.
Yeah, the wiring loom might be a little bit of a mess at the moment because we're just getting just to start, and obviously when it goes on the dyno, make sure everything's all how we like it to, make sure it's nice and neat, it's a fresh build. We'll just put it all.
Looks so far. What you say? It looks fine so far.
Yeah.
Even if the house looks alright.
Yeah.
Normally they're thermostat is open now. Thermostat's open now.
Thermostat's open. What's the temperature saying? Well, thermostat's open. We're going to take it off. Get the fan
Sean, wait there. This is for you guys at home who want to hear this.
There you go, Sean.
Go again.
It's there. Kill it, Sean. Kill it now.
The bottom pipe's hot now.
Jump in it, kill it.
And that, guys, is how you build, fit and break in, very briefly, a forge engine.
Well, so now we're going to wire the fan in. So it's obviously just kicked in, so it's just got to temperature, so it's all good.
I did tell Sean, if you didn't hear in the video, that this is just opened. It's now warm, so that's when we kill it because there's no fan on it. Yeah, there's a couple of little things you need to sort out. As Dan just said, there's some teething issues this car's probably got because it hasn't been driven since the owners built the engine. So we'll make sure all the bay's good. We'll tidy up all the wiring, get the vacuum lines plumbed in. Obviously not to stop, as you can hear it, the idle's fine. It's more just the wastegate mat port valve.
Sounds really good though, the engine does. For a first start up.
Sounds pretty healthy for used pistons, doesn't it?
Yeah, and all pressure light went out straight away.
So far, everyone, so good. We are very impressed. We'll probably cut back to you either when we've finished the bay, everything's all good, it's ready for the dyno, or you'll see it on the dyno, whichever.
Yeah, before it goes in the dyno, we'll be looking at this driver side braking issue, or what's making that noise, because
Sounds like a heat shield to me.
yeah, obviously what Sean does want that noise when he's got the headphones on, so just in case any noise vibrates through the headphones. And I think it's knocking, but it's not. Just the best to check. So obviously going to put his oil catch can on, all the little bits on now. Obviously strut brace as well, and then tie the engine bay up, and it's ready for the dyno.
Guys, this is the end of this video today. We don't know when we're going to see you guys again, because we need to get this all ready for the dyno. We've got a couple of other jobs that we've got in.
Got a couple more videos as well.
Yeah, we've got my car. We filmed a video on my car, which is, if you guys aren't familiar, stock, bottom end, it's not forged, and it's 290 brake. Me and Dan have done a test drive video and just a little walk through the car, because we've had a lot of people asking about it.
And Sean's been in it as well.
And Sean's also in the video as well. Rare Pokemon. Sean himself's going to be in the video this time, so we've got that. We've got another video on another customer's car that's going to be dropping soon, so we don't know when you're going to see us next, but it should be very soon. So if you guys like the video, give us a thumbs up, drop any comments, any questions. Dan's always answering them, and if you like what you're seeing, give us a subscribe, please. Thank you, and see you guys later.